Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves. Many years ago, there lived a man by the name of Ali Baba. He was out collecting firewood one winter day when he saw a group of horsemen gathered around a large rock. Hiding behind tree branches, Ali Baba slowly approached the group. He realized immediately that it was a band of thieves. The head thief gave his men instructions for the night. Then he stood before the rock and said solemnly, "Open sesame." The rock slid aside, revealing a great cave where the thieves kept their plunder. Then one by one, 40 men emerged from the cave. "Close sesame!" exclaimed the captain, and the giant rock moved back to its original place. Ali Baba rubbed his eyes in disbelief. As soon as the thieves were gone, he repeated the magic words, "Open sesame!" He saw silver, gold, precious gems, rich tapestries, large treasure chests filled with coins. Ali was astounded by all the riches that surrounded him. Once he had recovered from the surprise, he filled his donkey's saddlebags with gold and hurried home to tell his wife about the adventure. His wife, in turn, told her cousin, who was married to Ali Baba's younger brother. Ali's brother was a rich and greedy merchant, and as soon as he heard the story, he ran to the cave to claim his share of riches. But he had such a bad memory that once he was inside the cave, he could not remember the magic words which would allow him to get out. When the thieves returned to the cave and found him there, they slit his throat mercilessly. Because the merchant did not return, his wife had no choice but to tell Ali Baba what had happened. Ali Baba cautiously returned to the mysterious cave, recovered his brother's body, and took it home that night. All night long, Ali and his family discussed how they would convince people that his brother had died a natural death. They had to be certain the thieves would not discover that Ali Baba's family knew about the secret cave. Finally, Ali's maid, who was rather shrewd, brought a shoemaker over from the other side of town, blindfolded him, and had him sew up the dead men's wounds. When the thieves went back to the cave and realized that the body was gone, they feared their treasures were in danger. The very next day, they began to scour the town for clues. On the third day, one of the thieves found the shoemaker, who agreed to help in exchange for a few gold coins. Blindfolded, the shoemaker tried to find his way to the house. They came to a steep hill, and he led the thief to the door of Ali Baba's house. Delighted by his discovery, the thief marked Ali Baba's door with a cross, and he ran to tell the other thieves the news. But the astute maid, who had seen everything, went out and made the same mark on every door in the neighborhood. The thief and the shoemaker returned to the house, and the maid deceived them once again. But the third time, the thief, who was the head, personally accompanied the shoemaker and saw the house himself. The next day, a group of 20 mules carrying 2 enormous earthenware jars stopped in front of Ali Baba's house. "I am an oil merchant," said the mule driver, who was actually the head of the band of thieves. "Night has fallen and I need a place to stay." Ali Baba graciously welcomed the merchant and had a sumptuous dinner prepared in his honor. After dinner, they all went to bed. Only the maid stayed up to finish her chores, and it so happened that the oil in her lamp ran out, and it occurred to her to take a bit from the merchant's supply. She approached one of the earthenware jars, and when she opened it, she heard a voice that said, "It's almost time Let us prepare to kill Ali Baba." The maid filled her oil jar 3 times. Each time she put the oil on the fire to warm. When it began to boil, she woke up Ali Baba and told him what she had heard. Together they took the hot oil and poured it into the earthenware jars until all the thieves had burned to death. And so it happened that the country rid itself of this terrible band of thieves, and Ali Baba became tremendously rich with the treasures of their secret cave. The end. What a wonderful story! Thank you for listening. Bye bye.